Hello everybody and welcome back to Zooming into Scripture. So today we are going to be keeping this series going on Jesus and early Christians outside of the Bible to see what early sources reveal about them. But quick note, if you find this topic interesting, I have several other videos on my channel and a dedicated playlist on this topic, so make sure to check those out if you are interested. But this video will be covering Suetonius, who was a Roman historian who lived from 69 AD to 122 AD. And let's not waste any time and get right into what Suetonius has to say. Our example comes from the Life of Claudius 25.4, which has been verified as genuine by scholars. Scholarly Community Encyclopedia notes, quote, "As it is highly unlikely that a hypothetical Christian interpolator would have called Jesus Christus, placed him in Rome in 49, or called him a troublemaker, the overwhelming majority of scholars conclude that this passage is genuine." End quote. With its authenticity validated, the text reads this: "Since the Jews constantly made disturbances at the instigation of Christus, he expelled them from Rome." Alright, now let's get into why this is significant, because there is more than meets the eye with this short passage. First, we need to know who Suetonius is referring to. Scholarly Community Encyclopedia pulls from James D.G. Dunn in Jesus Remembered, where he states that most scholars infer that Suetonius misheard the name Christus, referring to Jesus as Christ, as Christus. And I might be messing up that pronunciation, but visibly with the words you can see the difference. And also misunderstood the report as assumed that the followers of someone called Christus were causing disturbances within the Jewish community based on his instigation. And Louis Feldman states that most scholars assume that in the reference Jesus is meant, and that the disturbances mentioned were due to the spread of Christianity in Rome. This makes sense, as a great YouTube channel you should check out after watching this video, Exploring Reality, notes this on the differences. Due to a widespread phonetic feature in Greek, Christus and Christus were even closer in pronunciation than they appear to be today. And go ahead and pause this video. I'm not going to go through this whole quote because this is not really what I'm diving into in this video, but I'm going to have this video linked and it's a great source of information, so make sure to go check it out after this video if you are interested. Also, this passage from Suetonius has a very interesting connection, as the Jews being expelled from Rome lines up with events recorded in the books of Acts in the New Testament, which may have been the case in Acts 18 verse 2, which says, "There he met a Jew named Aquila, a native of Pontus, who had recently come from Italy with his wife Priscilla, because Claudius had ordered all Jews to leave Rome. Paul went to see them." It's pretty cool seeing a non-friendly to Christian source line up in this way with specific details such as this. But as you can see from this series, these details keep piling up and cumulatively present Jesus as a historical figure beyond reasonable doubt. Even skeptical scholars such as Bart Ehrman said this when asked about the value of these small non-Christian sources. Quote, "The fact that we do have some Roman authors mentioning Jesus and or the Christian already within 80 years of his death, Pliny the Younger, Tacitus, Suetonius, shows that Roman intellectuals who were interested in such things had no trouble understanding where this tiny, odd religious superstition came from. It originated with Christ, hence the name Christian, in Judea at the time of the Emperor Tiberius. These authors have no stake in saying this. It was just information known from their own Roman sources of information." End quote. Suetonius is yet another early source that references Jesus as well as corroborating a historical event mentioned in Acts. Though quite a bit shorter than the previous mentions, Suetonius nonetheless adds to the wealth of early sources on Jesus and early Christians. That's going to wrap up this video, but I have more sources I want to look into for this series. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider subscribing to support this channel. And also, if you like this topic, like I mentioned before, I have other videos on some of the more famous examples, so you can go check those out now. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.